You should be getting that alert.
Hey, we are live, I believe, because I got a notification.
You'd be right.
Welcome, everyone, to the awesomeo.com. I feel like I do this intro early, but people aren't really in the room yet, so it seems like kind of a waste of energy for my most professional broadcasting moment, talking to like 5 people.
To be fair, though, people come back and watch this later.
That's true. Actually, I noticed that. Like, our numbers are going up and like people watching it afterwards, which is strange. One would think that this is better served live, given the fact that the name live is in it. But
dude, I was getting like an extra 1,000 people after lock for my NBA videos. I don't know what people are watching. I appreciate it though. I'm not mad about it.
They want to know about doo-doo butter, and
that's true.
We'll save that a little bit to let some more people get in the room. But welcome everyone to the awesomeo.com live before lock show. As always, I am Chris Spags, joined by another handsome-hatted man and bearded, Josh Engelman.
Hi, everybody.
And yeah, today we are here, as always. We are here for you every day doing this. Doesn't matter if anybody else is here. We will be here talking to ourselves. The chat would probably get a little weird then for us, but I think
it would.
We'll still keep doing it every day. Today we are going to talk MLB. We're going to talk NBA. Both lock at the same time today, so we're going to try to hit both. We are running a little late today because we are trying to improve the quality of the stream by going to Skype, and we failed miserably.
Yeah, real bad. Real bad.
It wasn't our fault, though. It was Josh called me, and his audio didn't work, and I thought it was maybe my Bluetooth headphones that they were picking it up, and it wasn't the case. And Skype is owned by Microsoft, so I think this is really Microsoft's fault. Just, no big deal.
That's what I assume.
Every time something goes wrong, I assume it's not my fault. It must be somebody else's. That's just the right way to go through.
I've built my entire life on that premise.
Tonight, we're talking MLB, we're talking NBA. We are also promoting a contest for Playline. Playline, we are doing, I don't know when it is. We got none of the details before going on the air, besides we are doing a contest.
It's tomorrow.
Is it? Okay, it's tomorrow. It's not today. Good.
Not today. Right. It's tomorrow.
We're doing a contest tomorrow. This is going to be one of the things we've discussed yesterday, the premium membership on awesomeo.com, the stuff we're trying to do to bring things, to another level and help, provide a unique value to you guys. So tomorrow we're doing a contest on Playline. Anybody can enter. Anybody can be a part of it. You just have to, put whatever the entry fee is, and you're good to go. But if you are a premium Awesomeo member and you tweet us and let us know, wherever you finished after the tournament's over, if you are the top finisher who is a premium member, you will get a free signed Chris Paul jersey out of it too. So you're not just going to win money. We're trying to give away prizes. We're trying to do unique things, to help make this more valuable and to help build a community, because we care. We care at awesomeo.com. That's actually the slogan that we were going to go with at first. But probably didn't translate well for DFS.
So the contest is labeled, it's an NBA contest. It's labeled awesomeo.com presents the $1 million perfect line bonus plus 2,000 guaranteed. And it's called I Love This Game. You'll be picking the lines for LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden for tomorrow. But if you head to their NBA contest, you'll see it. It's one of the top contests for tomorrow. If you sort by prize pool for tomorrow, it's the top one.
And I think that will actually be my first Playline contest I'm doing. So not only can you be a part of it and win a Chris Paul jersey, you can also beat me in something I know nothing about. And frankly, boy, what a treat. What a treat for us all.
Yeah.
Right away, Jared Good in the chat. DeLon Wright is very fadeable given the fact that Fred VanVleet is playing. The reason that DeLon Wright's been good is because Fred VanVleet was out. So that inherently would make him very fadeable. And in fact, I took him out of my lineups before once that news came out. So.
Yeah, I don't have much interest in Wright.
No, I mean, I like Wright, but I like Wright if VanVleet's not playing. I don't like Wright with starters taking more minutes and Lowry needing a big game and DeRozan needing a big game. I would not go Lowry. I would not go DeLon Wright or VanVleet tonight. But
nor would I.
Yeah, but hey, they exist. So if you want to play them, knock yourself out. So yeah, we'll take your questions in the chat as always. MLB, NBA, we'll try to hit both at the same time. I think what we'll do, just because Josh has done the most prep on MLB, and there's much less to talk about with NBA, let's talk MLB up front. You have your spotlight hitters as always.
Yes.
You have a couple of key matchups. Where are you going tonight, Josh?
As of my last run, it's going to be a lot of Brewers, a decent amount of A's, pretty decent amount of Mariners. And then pitching-wise, Kluber and Alex Wood. And then probably Ohtani will be third when all is said and done.
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
I don't know why I said Mariners. I meant Astros.
Ohtani is going to be a very popular play tonight. I mean, I didn't realize how great his stats were from his first 2 matchups because I haven't been fully in on baseball yet. But boy, Ohtani's looking real good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll go on a limb and say this very popular player that everybody's talking about. Very good.
He's been outstanding. You can't really ask for much more.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's hit. He's gotten. I mean, it'd be nice if he did both in the same game, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll open our minds and eyes.
At some point in time.
Yeah. So Milwaukee, one of your popular stacks. A lot of A values on Awesemo.com on our rankings, which are now a premium feature. So you do have to sign up. Well, you know what? We tell you some of them here. We try to give you the ones that we find most important because we believe in the free flow of information. We basically FOIA everything every day. We just it's a weird acronym to say out loud. But.
It's got to be. It doesn't flow off the tongue naturally.
Yeah. It only works when it's written, I think, in general.
I think so too.
Mookie Betts will be playing tonight, so that's good. That's the news that just came through.
Yes, he will.
Good for us. Good for Mookie. Good for us. Good for Mookie. All right, what else are we doing on baseball? Pitchers. Where are we looking at for pitchers? Who are the guys that we can't miss? There's a lot of pitchers to pick from.
FanDuel for me is going to be Kluber, McCullers, Wood, Ohtani. Those are my 4 primary guys, I would say. On DK, I'm fine with Kluber and Ohtani. I like McCullers still. I like Gio a little bit. Alex Wood is probably the best of breed on DK, in my opinion. What do we have Alex Wood at on DraftKings? Do you have that up?
On DraftKings, we have him at Control F. I like to say the things I'm doing out loud to fill the air. We have Alex Wood as a C and a C. So not bad. I think the run total.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe price? I don't know. He's 8,200. I don't know the logic behind why.
Wow, I'm a little surprised by that one. We're usually in the ballpark of each other.
Well, there you go. So maybe there's something wrong with Alex Wood that you don't know that.
I know. Now I'm second guessing it. I don't like it.
Here's a question for you. And this is, again, me doing my basic preliminary research and being baffled by what I find. Taylor Williams. Why is he not being talked about today? Granted, he has a much smaller sample size, but he is playing. So, and he has the best K per 9 on the slate.
Trevor Williams?
Did I put the wrong guy in? That might be why nobody's talking about him. What an idiot. So never mind that.
Are we talking about the starter for the Pirates?
What was that?
Are we talking about the starter for the Pirates?
Maybe. So what I do every day, and this, I guess, is just to teach you guys my process and the thing that I picked up from us talking about it and what to look at. Every day I put the pitchers into FanGraphs, and I put like all of our custom stats that we find the most important. So you could see the BABIP that they're giving up, fly ball percentage, home run per fly ball, the xFIP, all that stuff that we find and we reference here as data points, and that Jake Hari might have tattooed on his body like memento, and he can just reference them left and right. But I might have misentered and chosen Taylor Williams. Boy, Taylor Williams is like a great pitcher.
Sure.
I don't know anything else about him.
He's probably not pitching tonight.
But if he were, keep in mind that Taylor Williams is a great pitcher with a great K per 9.
Yeah, Taylor Williams appears to be a reliever for the Brewers.
Oh, really efficient reliever.
Yeah, so like if you want to run out Taylor Williams, he might get like a K.
But if you stretch it out, if you project that over 9 innings, oof, guy looks great.
That's exactly what you should be doing.
I think what we should do is petition to make him a starter in the league, like petition his manager and be like, hey, listen, I saw some data points that look really great.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna love that. just what they want to know.
What an asshole. So the best pitchers then, according to my data, who have the right names on, Lance McCullers looks pretty good. I would say
that is a person that is actually playing tonight. I love McCullers on FanDuel. I like him a lot on DK as well. In a great spot. Astros, pretty monstrous favorites. So I'm in for that shit.
That makes sense to me. Who the fuck gave us a dislike already? What a I want to say, I was gonna say a bad word that I shouldn't say, but like what a
I don't know. Who did we? How many questions did we skip?
A few, but I mean, we always slate things and then we go back. Like that's the thing. We're developing a roadmap for the show, guys. We're always going back to the chat, but we got to get Josh's opinions. He's been doing data all day. We're not just gonna answer your question to be like, oh, what about that guy or that guy? To
be fair, the guy that probably gave us the thumbs down is no longer with us, so they're not even gonna catch that rant.
Oh, somebody gave 2 more. This is fun. I'm just gonna do this and just troll for dislikes, I guess. What a bunch of assholes. We are going to talk NBA, though. We are talking baseball. We are talking Lance McCullers and Trevor Williams and Taylor Williams. All the important Williamses we're hitting.
Venus, Serena.
I mean, listen, if they were available, I would run them out as pitcher, too. I see no reason why not.
If anybody can do it, I'm sure it's Serena Williams.
She has big arms. So, I mean, I assume she could throw. I wish I had her guns, man. I'd be be killing it. Be on the beach every day.
Incredible athlete.
So stacks, where are you looking for the most part? Thank you. By the way, yes, please like this video to balance out the people who are being hurtful to us and giving us dislikes because I don't know my Williamses. Guys, my prep is NBA right now. I study NBA. Like I read 5 different columns today to make sure my opinions were jiving with people who watch game film because I care about that. I'm learning MLB. If I get the wrong Williams, if I even tell you to put Serena Williams in there, that's going to happen sometimes. There's an error. It's just life.
So my favorite stacks have not really changed today. Brewers, A's, Indians, probably a little bit of Astros and Dodgers mixed in there. But primarily Brewers and Indians are like my 2 favorites. Or at least they were as of an hour ago. Looks to be still the Indians and the Dodgers. So Brewers, Indians, Dodgers are my top 3.
Okay, and then you also did spotlight hitters today, right? So who are the main names that you're going for there? Obviously, we encourage stacks. We've discussed a lot of times on the stream that there's been a lot of research proving the importance of stacking in baseball, and it creates more probability for future at bats for every player in a lineup. That said, there are some players who stand out as unique values, and that's who we cover in the spotlight hitters. So which of those guys do you feel like is the most important when you're kind of building these stacks?
Yeah, so Eric Thames on the Brewers, 3,300 on FanDuel, 4,600 on DK. He's more of a FanDuel focused guy, but basically anything on the Brewers works tonight. If you needed somebody from on DK that's similar, where's the big negative? So give me I like Moncada as a one-off on DK. I know people aren't loving the White Sox bats right now. They don't have the best implied total, but I really like his price and his spot in the order. Who else do I like?
Moncada's been pretty solid all year, too. He's been a steady play.
Yeah, and the whole Brewers, Lorenzo Cain looks great regardless. Domingo Santana looks really good, even more so on DK. Who else have I been looking at? I really like Francisco Lindor today. He looks a little bit better on DK. His price is a little higher on FanDuel.
And he is a spotlight hitter.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But Matt Joyce is like the crown jewel today. 2,900 on FanDuel, 3,100 on DK. Big implied total for the A's. Joyce hitting leadoff. That's a no-brainer for me.
Joyce does get an A in both value and points in our rankings, which are premium on Osmo.com.
Boom.
But we give you a taste of here because much like a drug dealer, we want you to just get hooked, and then you're like, whoa, these guys know so much, except the right Williams.
Yeah, our drugs are way cleaner.
It's
We're just, consider me Walter White.
You know what? The best finale of a show ever. We don't need to go into spoilers because you never know. But, man, I've never been more satisfied by a TV show than that.
That whole final half season was just exceptional television.
Yes, I would agree. People asking about Mo Harkless. I am currently operating on the assumption Mo Harkless is not playing. And if he does, I don't think he gets his full run of minutes. I don't think you want to injure his knee, especially because we saw in the first game how their lineups defensively are greatly affected by not having Harkless. There's actually a really interesting thing I read today about Zach Lowe, where he was talking about how the matchups have been completely changed because they don't have Harkless. Harkless has the best three-point shot besides Aminu on the team when they're spreading the floor out of all those wings. Not having him means that's why Evan Turner got 15 shots last game. There's just a ton of guys there who are getting minutes. It's just wonky the way they're matching up with the Pelicans. So they want to get Harkless back out there, but it's not worth the risk, I think, of running him out. So I could see him playing. I can't see him being an amazing player just because I don't think he's going to get more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can't say his name without singing it like that Kanye song.
Like a woman, Mo Harkless. I actually do that all the time, too.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say about Mo Harkless other than that dude's a trigger for music in my brain.
Mo is the way that it works out. Basically, they had an issue with Nurkic where they put Nurkic on Davis at first. Obviously, Davis is not going to be well defended by Nurkic. They switched Nurkic onto Mirotic. Mirotic just ate his ass. Is what I was going to say. He just ate him alive. Like he just destroyed him off of screens. Like Nurkic couldn't keep up. So they just put him on the bench and put Collins and Ed Davis in. So there are a couple of matchups there. Lowe was hoping that if they got Harkless back, they would move to maybe a lineup with Aminu at center. So then you put Aminu on Davis. You have Harkless working around for, trying to chase Mirotic. And then you have Harkless also on the three-point side, shooting from the wings and the corners, the shots that Evan Turner can't hit. So he is like a key part of the series. I just don't see him rushing him into action with a knee injury. Like, no. You don't want to fuck that up.
Well, you don't need like gimpy Mo Harkless. That's not the answer. You need healthy Mo Harkless.
Yeah, and you need Mo Harkless. He's going to get for a while there in the season before he got hurt. He was getting about 35 minutes a game. That's Mo Harkless you want to get. Getting him playing 20 minutes, even if he is super cheap. He's not a super productive player. He's a very key real life player. He is not a super productive player. That Mo Harkless.
Exactly.
Do we think this is okay? Holiday, Beal, Miles, Giannis, Nurkic, Bledsoe, Scott, Brogdon. I would not play Mike Scott, and I also probably wouldn't play Bledsoe, and I also don't love CJ Miles. So we're halfway there, Matthew Proto Hell.
I don't have a problem with Scott.
He played 7 minutes last game. Granted, he's coming off a concussion, but those rotations did shrink.
I don't love CJ Miles.
I didn't mind him at first this morning, but he's not going to get more than 20 minutes, so it's a pretty thin margin. I'd rather pay a little more and get to Brogdon. I mean, I think Brogdon was in that lineup, but like if we're going for cheap guys, like you can't force cheap guys in the playoffs. This is like the first lesson I picked up from playing NBA seriously this year. If you look at the winning lineups, there have not been a bench guy in the winning lineups or a guy getting like less than a full run of minutes.
Yeah.
Like a starter level run of minutes, let's say. So like Brogdon's okay, Evan Turner's okay, Ian Clark is close to okay, but you're trying to save money with guys who aren't going to do enough for you. When you have guys who are getting 35 minutes and maybe they're not sexy, but they're $5,500, that's what you have to keep paying for, I think.
Yeah. Do you have your speakers on?
No, maybe a little. Probably from the Skype adventures.
Oh yeah. I could. Chat was mentioning the echo, and I could hear it a little bit now too.
Okay, I turned it down. I think we should be okay now. Going back to baseball, standout catchers on DraftKings. Josh, do you see anybody there who speaks to your soul as an appealing, attractive catcher?
I mean, I'm into women, so none of these guys are terribly attractive to me. Wilson Contreras looks good. Yasmani Grandal looks good. Alex Avila looks good. Wilson Ramos looks okay. That's probably the extent of it for me.
Yeah, so there you go. There's your catchers on DK. Catchers are always a shitty positions. I mean, that's one of my main lessons from MLB. But I think the guys that Josh mentioned have been some of the better performers who've come up a lot from things I've seen today. So there you go. For picking a Morris, we discussed actually before going on the air. I like both Morrises, but Josh, if you had to pick a Morris, would you go Markieff or Marcus? I guess we don't know the site, but just in general, if you had to pick a Morris.
That's a good question. Let's see.
They're pretty similar, I think, on DraftKings. I don't know about FanDuel.
I would take Markieff.
I like Markieff more. So this is an issue, and not really an issue, but a point that I wanted to bring up. we have Otto Porter as a slam dunk on the site today, and the data makes a lot of sense. It's the reasons why his price is the lowest it's been. He's obviously got a ceiling that I think could teeter on 9x with his current price, at least on DraftKings. That said, Otto Porter was pretty injured last time out, and that concerns me as somebody who saw the game. And even if you look on some of the write-ups on Fantasy Cruncher and you pull it up, they discuss how he was hurting. He was limping around the first quarter. He kind of slowed up a lot throughout. So Markieff Morris might have a bigger opportunity just because Otto Porter is banged up. He also got a little rest, so maybe he'll be better today. But I just didn't like what I saw enough to trust him. Marcus Morris gets more shots. Marcus Morris put up 20 shots last game. Actually, all the Celtics starters besides Horford had a pretty good amount of shots. So I think Markieff might be a little safer. Actually, no. Yeah, I think Marcus might be a little safer. Markieff might have a little more upside if Otto Porter is still banged up. That's how I would go with it. Can Al Horford not suck for 2 straight games? As a known Al Horford hater, I think he can. His usage rate worries me, though. He got a lot of free throws last game, but he only had 8 shots. I think he looked better than he usually does. He was definitely doing a lot more stuff. But, Horford can be up and down. I assume he's going to find a lot of ownership tonight. I'm not sure what we have him at in our projections, but Horford will be popular after his performance last time.
He probably will, yes.
Who would you like more for a DK GPP? Horford and Mirotic or Damon and Ibaka?
Horford and Mirotic or Dame and Ibaka?
For a GPP, I think Dame and Ibaka.
I think so too.
But it's just it's going to be a lower owned play. Horford's going to find a lot. Mirotic should also find a lot, given how consistent he's been since he's moved into the starting lineup and they're really using him better. Gentry is putting him in better spots with AD every game. So I think that the Horford-Mirotic stack might perform better, but if you're trying to differentiate a lineup, Dame and Ibaka will be a different look. And Dame really does project well. Dame owns a 70-point game versus a DK-point game versus New Orleans this year. Rondo did a good job on him last time, but Dame put up 23 shots. If he hits more than the 6 he did last game, Dame will do well for you.
Yeah, Dame's my favorite play on the board today outside of ignoring salary. Adjusting for salary, I mean.
Right. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think I do like Wall a little more just because Wall's been on a tear since he came back from that injury. But I also like a Wall-Lillard pairing. I think a lot of people are going to go to Giannis. Obviously, a lot of people are going to go to AD again. Those guys are a little cheaper but have the same upside or similar upside.
Agreed.
OGN and Nobi fine on DK. I'm going to say no, Makad. I would not. Same principles before.
No.
I wouldn't go there. I don't see him getting the looks he needs, given the focus that goes to DeRozan, goes to Lowry. The fact that both those guys are coming off of a bad game. They need to get on track tonight, and I think they're going to push a lot. I think we have DeRozan as a very popular pick tonight. DeRozan's going to force the action. Lowry's got to do something more. There's no reason to go to OG when I think those guys are going to suck up so much usage.
No, I want no part of OG. I like him, but not for fantasy.
Yeah, he's an okay player, and if one of the guys were out, maybe one of the main guys were out, OG might get a few more shots, and he's done that a couple times, I think, when they're phasing their minutes down. But it's the playoffs. Again, it's a different thought process entirely for the playoffs. You can't just be searching so hard for value that you forget that there's dudes who are actually playing minutes and shooting shots and getting rebounds. Zach Collins. Zach Collins, I talked about sort of briefly, but Zach Collins is 3,100 on DraftKings. He got, I think, a little over 20 minutes last time out because of the defensive issues we discussed. I like Zach Collins a little bit. I agree with Bill Butlicker, whose name I will say with increasing comfort every show that we do. But I think that Zach Collins is actually an okay play because of the fact that the matchups might dictate him playing more again. It's just Nurkic just so outmanned and in a really noticeable way. And I think that there's an opportunity in that. It's just what's Terry Stotts going to do to address it today.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No, I mean, I get the reasons why. I get the temptation is always to try to find value and to think you can find one of these guys at 1% who's going to be so great. And I think if you're going to go to Collins or Ian Clark, I get the logic why, and I wouldn't even mind a little bit of them if you're entering a bunch of entries. But you know, it's a thin margin, and it's a lot of hope for a guy who's going to get under 20 minutes, under 25 minutes.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to crunch my projections.
Ooh, I like the drama of it all. I wish we had like some themes that we could do, like, or a soundboard, so we could play like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire theme or something.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I might buy one.
Like, can we do lots of fart noises just to go straight morning DJ stuff and go old school Opie and Anthony?
I'm in. I don't need much convincing there.
We're gonna just increase the production one interesting thing at a time, one fart noise at a time, rather.
So this would be my top 100 if I were playing on DK tonight. Tons of Bledsoe, tons of Porter.
But yeah, I mean, look, I get the logic of Porter, and I get a lot of people are gonna think similarly, and I think that's why I'm just like, I don't know, I'll have like maybe one of them, but I'd rather go Beal. I'd rather go Keefe. You got a lot of Keefe there. I like that. Or a fair amount of Keefe. I think Ibaka's a sneaky play too. Ibaka's been really good for the last month, and like, I didn't even realize it, how like steady he's been.
I'd roll with this second lineup here. Lowry, Bledsoe, DeRozan, Markieff, Henson, Lillard, Porter, Brogdon.
Bledsoe is going to be lower owned tonight because he's been bad versus Boston every game this year. But there is something that, you know, that Osimo has imparted us before. It's mostly about the usage rate and about the opportunity that he gets. And I think that Bledsoe's still going to get the opportunity, even though he's been a little underperforming lately. He is going to get that shot. So if you want to play a guy who's going to be a little lower owned, a little contrarian, I think Bledsoe is that guy tonight. He's cheaper than he's been in like a month or so.
I like this one too. Lowry, Bledsoe, Markieff, Mirotic, Nurkic, Brogdon, Porter, McCollum.
So okay, so you're in on Porter. Look, Porter there's a lot of logic of playing Porter. I'm playing a dangerous game where I'm gonna probably mostly fade Porter, even though smarter people think I should play Porter, just because I didn't like what I saw, and it's hard for me to sometimes rationalize that. But you know, we'll talk about this tomorrow, and I will be wrong. So play all the auto Porter. Yeah, Bledsoe did get shut down the other night. That is true, but he is a starting point guard who is good. He was also bad defensively the other night. Like, Bledsoe, his head wasn't there. Middleton and Giannis were the guys who were doing it, and Brogdon looked better on the floor than Bledsoe. But, you know, those trends don't hold out, and Joe Prunty is going to adjust some things, and if you can trust anyone in coaching, it's Joe Prunty to figure things out.
Exactly. The guy that won't have a job next year.
But he looks so smart. He's got glasses and white hair. He's got like an Anderson Cooper thing. I feel like gives him credibility.
Are we calling Anderson Cooper credible?
I think so. He's my favorite broadcasting, handsome, white-haired gay man. I mean,
am I thinking of someone else that was like a horrible person in the past 12 months?
No, Anderson Cooper is. I don't think. I mean, it's hard to keep up with in a post-Me Too world. I feel like your head spins. But I don't think Anderson Cooper's been accused of anything bad. He's still on TV, so I assume not.
What guy got into like a relatively big scandal this year?
Ryan Seacrest?
No.
I mean, that's a pretty big list of things you could go to. Harvey Weinstein?
No. Like a guy in that similar vein.
I don't know. If there's any sort of thing with Anderson Cooper, I don't know about it. So I'll take it back. Look, and if he like murdered a duck or something, I won't support him as much and call him credible. Oh, Bill O'Reilly. That's right. Kevin Curry in the chat got it first.
That's not even who I'm thinking about. It's not Charlie Rose either. Matt Lauer. Matt Lauer is who I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, boy, all those guys really, but not Anderson Cooper.
God, so many of these people are just gigantic pieces of shit. There were so many examples that people were like, "It's got to be this guy." And like, it's just so many people. Yeah, Matt Lauer is who I was thinking of.
I had a meeting when I first moved out to LA. I moved out here to pitch a sitcom in part based on like my life working for like Barstool and websites like that before. And I had a meeting at UTA, like the big. I guess I shouldn't. Whatever. I had a meeting at UTA, and they were like, "Yeah, we heard like it's like this weird thing. Whenever you have a meeting out here in LA, that's like with entertainment people, they're always like." They mention it in this weird passive way, like the scandals and stuff. And one of the guys is like, yeah, the media has like 100 of these that they're just sitting on right now and like either vetting or waiting to release, like depending upon a time where it's like relevant. And it's like it's really not even done. Like, there's still a lot left out there. Just awful people. Yeah. Well, fun tangent on DFS.
Yeah.
We will talk Doo Butter later, by the way. We have to pay that off.
Yeah, it's a good game. I can't wait.
We'll talk Doo Butter after 4 o'clock. We won't waste your time while we're talking DFS stuff. We'll strictly waste your time with talking sexual harassment people and raw pitchers with great K rates.
Of course, of course.
Let's see. All the chat questions now are just talking about sexual harassers. DeRozan or Lowry on DK?
I would prefer DeRozan.
Who do we like more? I'm actually not sure. DeRozan.
We like DeRozan more. DeRozan's A's across the board on both sites. Lowry has a B on FanDuel, I believe.
Okay. So, I mean, DeRozan does seem like a good play. I have no issue with that one. He's had some tough defensive things, and Washington does some things defensively, which I think have given him issues all year. But I do think that he looks totally fine to me. And the price, again, I think Osmo pointed it out in the Slam Dunks article, but or maybe in our chat. I don't even know. You read so many things at this point. Who fucking knows? But he did point out, like, the Raptors are one of very few teams right now whose prices have not adjusted to the playoff minutes. So that is something to capitalize on regardless for all these plays. Same thing with Otto Porter. His price isn't really fully adjusted. Beal hasn't fully adjusted. So, I mean, there are guys out there whose prices aren't where they should be given the extra run they're getting.
Very true. That's why I like Raptors tonight.
Oh, actually, on DK, we have both Lowry and DeRozan as A's.
Right. So,
A's like A's all around.
They're both A's across the board. Lowry's a... Oh, was the question for FanDuel?
It was for DK.
Oh, yeah. FanDuel, Lowry's got a B for overall.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, his price is more appealing. He's cheaper on DraftKings by $200 than DeRozan is. So if you're a person who looks for that, you know, that $200 can go so long in this slate where you have to play all the same guys.
Beto, there's no way that's dark blue.
Yeah, I think we addressed this in one of the earlier editions where Josh knows dark blue style too well to fall for these fake dark blues popping in here.
Okay, I mean, this will make it easy. Hey, fake chat dark blue. Send me an email from the same email address you did before.
Ooh. Can dark blue, fake dark blue do it? Probably not.
I'll tell you
That's
what.
It's an immense dedication to, like, your channel that guy is, like, faking a character from your channel for months ago.
Yeah, I like it. I'm honored. I can't imagine wanting to do that.
No, I agree, but the dedication is really something. And you know what? He's participating in the chat, so
I'll take what I can
he's
get.
a real dark blue to me.
Yeah, you could be the new dark blue. Just make your name be new dark blue.
Dark blue 2. Dark blue 2 electric boogaloo.
How did I not get that?
Felt good.
I make that joke a lot too, so like that kind of bothers me. Okay.
It's okay, you know, we're improv. You'll have one too that I didn't think of, I'm sure, coming up.
Too many of you people are playing basketball. You need to play baseball instead.
I support people playing basketball. I personally, like, it's hard for me to get my head into baseball fully because, man, that basketball's so great. Oh, best sport.
I agree. It's my favorite sport outside of soccer, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, the playoff stuff is tough. I mean, honestly, yesterday, like, pretty much all the Sixers were 45% owned. And obviously that ended up being the wrong play because they got their asses owned by, like, Miami just defended everybody much better. And they did the stuff that I talked about in my column, but you have a good coach who's had a good defense all year, who sometimes plays up pace, and he adjusted completely to adapt to Philly style, slow the ball down, slow down Redick, he slowed down Bellinelli, he slowed down pretty much like all the guys. So, you know, that's an interesting matchup there, but I don't think this Washington matchup is going to be like that. I don't think any of the games we have tonight are going to be significant adjustments to things like that Philly-Miami one was.
Did you see how center shook out last night on FanDuel?
It was McGee, right?
I mean,
was the bright pick?
I mean, it was kind of nobody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I think McGee was at the right value for DraftKings, but I don't remember what his price was on FanDuel.
So Pau Gasol played 15 minutes and got 21.3 fantasy points last night. Where is JaVale? Why is he not showing up here?
I don't know. Did you banish him?
No. Everybody should be shown. Oh, Philly and Golden State aren't showing. There we go. Yeah, JaVale got 28 and 18 in 18 minutes. I'm surprised he hit 28.4, but like the rest of that, man, like how do you guess on Pau Gasol or like Bam? I mean, there's one option. God, it's so annoying.
No, yeah, that's awful. I mean, today's slate, actually, I don't know what it's like on FanDuel at center again, but I assume the slate's better overall. I mean, at least we have 3 games. That's an improvement.
It's very true.
Is Dark Blue rebelling in the chat? I didn't even, or Fake Dark Blue, rather.
Yeah, it seems like Fake Dark Blue's not doing so well.
Fake Dark. Oh, a thing to circle back on, a thing we mentioned yesterday. If you win a GPP tournament above 10,000 people, we will allow you to get a segment on the show. So that is, we'll talk to you for like 5 minutes, learn about your life, make fun of your face. I don't know what it'll be. Probably won't make fun of your face. We'll compliment your face. But I'll compliment your face. Josh can make fun of your face.
What? This feels like more your gig.
I told you I'm all about love now. I'm all about love and supporting people. That's what I'll do. But yeah,
a lot of confidence in that pitch.
A lot of. I should have given a little more gusto. I guess should have given the same gusto I gave Trevor Taylor Williams. I think that was a life lesson. Beto asking the same question every woman asks me: can I get more than 5 minutes? The answer is no. It's 5 minutes. It's just what it is.
I might give you 10. Beto's an original like live stream guy.
I mean, listen, if you win a tournament, we're not going to cut you off hard at 5 minutes.
No.
But like 5 minutes is what I'm saying, because if you're like a complete charisma black hole, you can't hold Josh and I down. This rocket train of excitement, we can't allow that for the sake of the live stream.
Exactly.
But if you're great, we might just you might replace me or Josh. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm happy to give up a night.
Back to baseball real fast before we close. Which Oakland bats stick out the most for you? You've mentioned a few, but we could circle back.
Oh, yeah. Oakland bats. I don't know why I'm opening it like that. So Matt Joyce, far and away #1, particularly on FanDuel. I can't imagine starting in a different way other than Joyce. Matt Olson looks great, like the price on both sites. Then I'd probably go to Semien, and then feel free to pick between Lowry or Chris Davis.
All right, so yeah, stack up those A's. I mean, there's a lot of choices there. Joyce has been a popular play. What we mentioned before, he's an A and an A in our rankings on Awesemo.com. So Joyce is the first guy to go with, both literally and also literally, I guess.
Both literally and literally.
A first base DK play. Votto, Olson, Thames, or Santana. I think I know your answer, but
let's pull it up. I don't like giving answers when I don't have my stuff in front of me, because I don't want people to be like, "Yo, I saw it was a .01 ahead of him." So it's not always how it goes. Votto, Olson, Thames, or Santana.
Gotta be Thames, right?
As a one-off, I mean, well, like they're not priced anywhere near each other. Santana's $600 cheaper. Olson, I would say Santana.
Okay.
But if you don't care about price, then Thames.
All right, that's a fair answer. And you know what? I don't care about price a lot in life sometimes, So I think that's fair. Sometimes you just want to ball out. Let them know. You guys notice your viewership drops when you talk baseball. You know what? That's why Gene Smith, we go back and forth so fast people can't even keep up. Keep their heads spinning. And then you know what? We're hitting basketball, we're hitting baseball. You don't even know. You don't know. So we're just...
It's also incredibly sad.
Oh, Josh, answer this question from Metal Burning. You've mentioned steamer projections in nearly every MLB video. Where did you find the formula? He would be grateful.
I didn't find the formula. I just export the steamer projections from FanGraphs.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I do more stuff on the other end of it all, but I use them as part of my baseline.
That makes sense.
So just fangraphs.com, projection section. I use the Steamer 600 update. So it's per 600 plate appearances for everybody, and it's updated every day. So they do a lot of the work for me.
There you go. So now you know. There is no secret formula. People asking about Greg Monroe. Let me see. How many minutes did he play last time out?
Not many.
Yeah. So okay. So here's a point to make. Why? Okay, you're asking about Greg Monroe, guys, in the chat, and pointing to Aaron Baines as being a potential beneficiary. We saw Greg Monroe got 10 minutes last game. Aaron Baines' minutes also were cut a bit. Who do you think is going to get the minutes based on the same things we've talked about all day? It's probably going to be Horford getting a few more minutes. It's probably going to be Marcus Morris getting a few more minutes. They're going to stick with their core guys. They're not going to be like, yeah, Baines needs to get 30 minutes this game.
I completely agree.
Yeah, like I thought Baines was okay the other night. I had a little bit of Baines. After Baines played 14 minutes, I will have no more Baines. It's silly to chase these guys when you see what the lineups are going to do. There's not going to be any drastic change for the Celtics given that they won the game. I mean, and Monroe didn't get that many minutes anyway. Like if you're missing a guy who's big, Otto Porter or somebody like that were ruled out, like then yeah, like that then that's a big difference. If a bench guy who got 10 minutes is ruled out, you're not missing out a lot there.
Nope.
Van Vliet or Wright, DK, GPP. I believe we've established that we don't like either really.
Yeah, pass.
They both siphon each other's production off, and Lowry needs to do more. So I would say Dark Blue, Fake Dark Blue 2, Electric Boogaloo saying do not play any of the Raptors backups. I would agree. They're not getting minutes right now.
Yeah. Also, Beto, the thing that Beto just said is completely correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Beto is right. This is the playoffs. There's no correct answer for the cheap guys. You either go balance or you go for cheap guys that you know you're gambling. And that's actually spot on. Like, yeah, you know what? One guy can go full Sleepy Floyd and put up 20 points, and it's going to be, a crazy thing where he'll break the slate. That guy will be like 2% owned, and it's not worth chasing it. It's just there's a really well-balanced bunch of guys there. A lot of guys who are priced down where they can still hit value and have a pretty high ceiling too. It's silly to do that stuff and waste your money.
I mean, it's fine if you're if you're playing 150 lines, then you're gonna have bits of all of those people. But like, you don't build a one-off like that, or like, it's impossible for anybody to give any like real opinions on something like that.
Yeah, I think you
can craft that narrative however you'd like. Like, oh, if the game goes like this, then I think this will happen. Yeah, you should play that sort of game in your head and build that lineup like that. But you can do that for every game in the playoffs now.
I agree. Josh, favorite Houston batter on DK?
Favorite Houston batter on DK? Man, that's tight. I'd say Bregman. I have Springer projected higher, also is more expensive and plays a less premium position, so I'd say Bregman.
Okay.
But either one of Bregman or Springer, like, they're essentially neutral to me.
Okay, that works. Yeah, Springer's been a popular play across the industry. I've seen him mentioned a lot in every place that I read, so that makes sense to me. How many minutes will Zach Collins get tonight? My guess is around 20, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending upon when they move on from Nurkic. Nurkic is getting abused.
I think I have 18 minutes for Collins tonight.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Like, that's like a good projection. There's a decent chance he gets to 20. He's not getting to 25 or 30. Like, there's no chance on that. So,
no.
Yeah. See, people asking about Siakam a lot. I mean, no Siakam. No Siakam. He played 15 minutes. Like, and he's also not that great of a player. Like, it's not like you're getting LeBron for 15 minutes. You're getting a bench guy who like barely rebounds. Like, guys, I'm just gonna shake all of you. None of these losers.
Yeah, I wouldn't like I'd play Siakam if he was 3,000 on DK, fully minimum salary. On the off chance they go small, play Siakam and Ibaka at the 4-5. But I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys are currently like, yeah, you're right. He's not even priced at a point where you want to chase him. He's just not doing that much, and you're going to end up eating a spot where you could have been a little more balanced and had a guy who went for 40 points, and you're gonna have this guy there with 15. And you're gonna like feel like a big old dick. So that's how I would say, don't do that.
2 minutes.
So, yeah, 2 minutes to lock. Get your lineups in. Make sure they're good. Also, yeah, like honestly, I would go Ian Clark over Siakam. Whoever that was that asked. Like at least Ian Clark is getting 25 minutes, and he's gotten 25 minutes a game for a while now. I still don't love him. I still wouldn't like lock him in and be like he's a great value. But if you want to fit a guy into a lineup, like fine, Ian Clark, because at least he has the minutes. Like just don't go for a guy and expect him to go off when he doesn't ever do that. That's a silly thing to hope for.
Yeah.
McCollum or Brown on FanDuel.
It's McCollum off the top of my head. Let me just make sure I'm not. Yeah, McCollum.
What's the price difference?
$700.
Oh, all right. I like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was good the other night. The DVP matchup makes sense. Milwaukee's been a little weaker versus shooting guards.
I'll say this: for me, it's McCollum, and it's not close.
Okay, that's fair. I'm okay with it. I mean, the matchup makes sense for him too. Drew Holiday was mostly on Lillard the other night, but they do switch sometimes, and I don't. I never loved McCollum though, so I really don't even want to say that. He's never one of my guys. Beto asks, "You stick with a high percentage of Alex Wood?"
17%.
A reasonable percentage of Alex Wood.
Yeah. 40 Kluber, 26 McCullers, 17 Wood.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Joshua Renshaw, Dark Blue is clearly trolling you. So I'm going to say, don't worry about his advice. You probably shouldn't play Jason Terry or Tony Snell or the Toronto bench guys. You should play Jaylen Brown or McCollum. Both guys are starters who shoot the ball a lot.
We're locked, everybody, at least for basketball.
Yeah, basketball. I think baseball's got a couple more minutes, but we are locked, and we are talking doo-doo butter the second that everything is locked. So, ooh.
I'm excited.
Me too. I'm excited to finally get closure on this. Let's see. Anybody else? Any other good questions in general for baseball while we have a couple minutes? Get them in now. If you have a question, we'll hit it fast. I hope Tatum outscores Middleton. I hope so too, because I have a lot of Tatum, and I love Tatum. And I was baffled that I mentioned this on the stream, and I think in my column, people didn't play Tatum at all in that game one, and everything pointed to play Tatum. So I hope people keep not playing Tatum. I think a lot of Celtics can be valuable tonight. Everybody but Rozier, I would play.
Travis Hobbs just hit us pretty good.
What did he say? That's a tough one. I don't think mine ever will.
Yeah, this might be a battle that we might not be able to pay off for like 6 or 7 years. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, like I can be Tom Hanks on the Castaway Island, and it's going to be a hot minute before I get there.
Yeah, like I think as I get older, like it gets closer by a centimeter. So maybe by the time I'm like 50-something, it'll finally connect.
Yeah, but every once in a while I get that new hair. It's like, oh shit, it's close.
I actually trimmed my mustache a little today because like the hair's just getting a little unwieldy, and I did kind of cut it like a little bit off. So now it's like I'm even further away than I was when I started the day. It's sad. It hurts. But I think Travis, I think you're right. Josh seems like he's just more of an adult who can grow hair. I feel like mine grows in like a teenage runaway. It's not the best.
Dude, I explain it just like Joe Dirt. Anytime like I'm somewhere, it's just like it just grows in all white trashy like this.
I agree. I mean, look, you got to just do what you can with your face. And
yeah, I can't help it. I'd prefer it to grow in like people who grow nice beards, but it doesn't work like that for me.
I promise whoever we have on for 5 minutes, if you have a beard, I'm going to compliment your beard heavily. I won't say anything about it because I'm a beard bro supporting beard bros.
Yeah.
Oh, Markieff is 50% owned the Big Jam? Oh, boy. Well,
holy shit.
I think a lot of people noticed my Otto Porter beliefs.
I'd prefer Mike Scott at 6.7% at that case.
Mike Scott, I just don't see it. I don't think he's going to get enough minutes. And, he's still a little concussed. Like, they played him, but he might be a little concussed.
1/8 of Markieff's ownership, I'll take the chance.
That's fair. I like Markieff, though. I mean, Markieff also had a really big game last time out. So there's a little bit of point chasing there. Do we have a Playline promo code? We do. Playline promo code is AWESEMO. AWESEMO. I believe you get $5 free if you sign up with that. Excuse me.
That's definitely what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume that's still the case. And then there's also a deposit bonus if you deposit some money, which I don't know offhand. But yes, we are doing a play line contest tomorrow where Josh can tell you the guys who are in it. But we're doing it tomorrow. Sign up. Premium members of Osmo.com will also get a shot to win a Chris Paul signed jersey if you finish atop of the rankings for the premium people. But everybody can play. So go sign up for Playline. Use promo code AWESEMO, AWESEMO. And you could pick the stats for Josh. Which guys?
It's a great question. I'm going to tell you as soon as this gets here. Yes. LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, James Harden.
Okay. All lovely human beings, all important players tomorrow. So I think that's something where, look, I'm playing Playline for the first time tomorrow with you guys, so that'll be fun. A lot of buzz on the streets about Playline, which I actually am saying legitimately. Like, I've heard about Playline a lot, and people say it's a better thing to play sometimes than DFS because it's a little easier to predict. I don't know if that's true, but we'll find out. We can find out together if you want to do that.
Turkish Jade 89. Why is this the first I've heard of this contest? Because you weren't tuned in 45 minutes ago.
And because you're a wiener boy. How about that sort of
stuff? Yeah, we just announced it 45 minutes ago. So if you go to playline.com, look for the contest called Osmo.com presents the $1 million perfect line bonus, $2,000 guaranteed. Contest is called I Love This Game. You need to pick the points, rebounds, and assists for Harden, LeBron, and Westbrook tomorrow. That's how the contest shakes out. If you need any pointers on Playline, if you head to Osmo.com, we've got a Playline primer up. We'll have an article tomorrow touching on how best to make this lineup as well. So come check it out.
I like Turkish Jay did not like my bird calling him a wiener play. Sorry. But Turkish Jade, yes, just pay attention to the stream. I appreciate you, Turkish Jade, and your toddlers. I'm sure they're adorable. Very baby crazy right now. One of my buddies just had a baby. I'm just trying to have one on my own. It's hard to do as a guy, but one day.
Beta, when is Bizbing going to be on the stream? Who knows? Who knows?
One of these days, for sure. Either him or Riddick Bowe. Give us somebody who's punch drunk, and well, they'll fit right in. Let's see. Oh, yeah, hopefully you got your entries in on DraftKings, because apparently, according to Joshua Renshaw, there is a lot of overlay on DraftKings tonight in MLB. So,
really?
always a valuable thing.
I would have done that.
I mean, I should have too. I got to get back on baseball. It's just like my head's been so basketball, and I've been trying to watch more video again because I think it's a pretty important part of. It's not an important part, rather. Data is the most important part. Watching video can be helpful when you're trying to figure out other things with weird, wacky rotations and how coaches are adjusting to things. So, actually, Mark, I do know Michael Bisping is the founder of Playline, and Riddick Bowe is too, and some other athlete. That's why I mentioned both of them. Let's see. Any other good questions, guys?
Doesn't matter
Nothing
now.
good.
We locked you.
Yeah, we're locked. But I mean, there might be like a late lock question thing. Who knows? Nothing good. Nothing good. Anyway, yeah. All right. So now let's talk doo-doo butter. We promised this yesterday. We want to know about doo-doo butter. Josh's game that he used to play with his buddies to get blackout, blindingly drunk.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
This was created in Ocean City, Maryland, as an alternative to us not having a table to play beer pong. So you take 2 chairs, you sit roughly beer pong-y distance apart, towel on the floor, 2 separate cups, one for beer, one for water to keep everything clean. You shoot sitting from your standard kitchen-style chair. Either cup counts. You start with same sort of amount of beer in the cup. If you make it, other person drinks. They have to pick up the cup, throw the ball back to you immediately. From the time that you have that ball in your hands, you can call shot. If you're able to make that ball while they're holding the cup, they have to then shotgun a beer or bong a beer. Really, really difficult to do. Haven't seen it done all that much. You normally just need to keep it going. So you play to 7 in that back and forth way. The key, though, is if, let's say I make a cup on you, you have a chance at redemption. If you make it, you double the amount of beer in the cup and they just sit there. Same scenario again. If you can answer it, you double the amount of beer in the cup. Now, the key takeaway for all of this. Once the person ahead of time, once the person that's in the lead gets to 6, 1 point away, they have to fill their cup to the brim. So create the meniscus on the top of the cup. That way, if the person that is losing at the time makes that cup, they have to drink a full beer. So to win, you really need to put someone away quickly, or they can come back really promptly by just burying you with beer after beer, like full beer after full beer. It's a 5-minute timer to chug that full beer. If it gets into overtime, you can stretch that out to a solid 15 minutes if you've been playing too long. You get obliterated.
It sounds tough though, like a lot of tough moving target shots.
Yeah, making that, which I've seen probably like 5 times ever, is glorious.
That's fun. I like any of those games like that where I feel like you have a good comeback shot. Like Civil War is one like that too, where it's all chaos and then you can just suddenly come back and then you're hammered and dying.
Yeah, like the games where you get up like 6-3 and that person hits that first one and go to 6-4 and you got to chug a beer, their next shot is terrifying. Because if you hit that and go to 6-5 and they just chug 2 beers in 10 minutes, like the whole game is over. So it's win by 2 then. So if you get it back to 6, it's full cups on both sides. First person to win by 2.
I also so it's like a one-on-one game more so than like a group game.
Yes, you can play. We've played a 3-way game before, so you can shoot on anybody. Same sort of logistics.
Like Civil War.
And it's fine, but it's traditionally just 2 people. Most people don't want to play. They hear the name and scoff, and they're just out.
That's honestly one of my complaints with beer pong, and this is going to sound like a real asshole thing to say, but like sometimes you have that teammate who's just holding you down, and I just want to shoot both times.
Yeah.
And I feel like in general I want to just like I would prefer the one-on-one aspect because it's like I'm not relying on anybody else besides myself. That said, I would certainly get more hammered and dead in a coma, I'm sure, at some point in that game.
I haven't played in like a year and a half-ish. Last time I was home, I played with my former college roommate. We're the ones that like normally play it a lot. We played at his house. He had like work the next day or something. He's got 2 kids. We didn't play it as well as we used to. We barely made it to the 3rd game before we both mutually decided to just stop. Whereas that had never happened before. Normally, I would just quit because he destroys me.
It's a sign of maturity, I would say. Jizz Dragon, people asking about the stream, listen, make your voices heard, tweet Awesemo if you want, if you have feelings about what we're doing, tell them how great we are. But, we are trying to figure out the balance between what's premium, what's not. We love the live stream. We think it's very important to have it. But, there might be some things to do to make sure that we're making sure we're giving an adequate value to people who are signing up. And that's the goal, is to give adequate value but not take anything away. So I think there's a lot of middle ground stuff to figure out. But the guys who are working with us and obviously driving this for Awesemo.com are very smart and actually care about hearing what you have to say, as long as you're not being a dick about it and making fun of our mustaches. I think in general, people are very supportive and willing to listen. So, we're trying to do what we can, and we're either way, we're gonna be doing a live stream. That thing's for sure.
Yeah. Bill Butlicker, he just won the chat for the day. I
mean, look, if Bill Butler can get his blind roommates to play beer pong on his 5 minutes segment of our show,
yeah,
I would be a very happy man. I'd be a very happy man.
I'm in for that.
All right, guys. We're not going to go to 420 today.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about. I've gotten a pitcher completely wrong. Next, I won't do that tomorrow. I'll tell you what. It's tough because on FanGraphs they give you like the name and it's like like Williams T. And then the timeline matches up, like they're still active. They're still an active pitcher. It throws me off once or twice sometimes. And
man, if it was the NBA, you would never you'd see T. Williams and be like, this could be anybody.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's a lot easier in baseball. Yeah,
I know. That's my bad. That is my bad. And I'm sorry to everybody who played Trevor Williams or the wrong Williams.
Serena.
Anybody who played Serena, I hope Serena's topping out on 90 on the gun at least tonight, but tough to count on that.
Hechavarria, 18% in the quarter.
Interesting.
On I'm fine with that. I've got way less than that.
Yeah, I don't have baseball ownership on DK. Otherwise, I'd compare. But I just have my Beal. I'm at 25% Brad.
What do I have him at? 1%. Okay, that really doesn't matter then. I'm a little heavier than the field on Kluber. Jose Ramirez 6.7. Okay, that'll be interesting for me.
Ooh, Kyle Lowry currently looking okay. 8 points in the first minute and 45 seconds of the game.
Damn.
Wait, fantasy points, but yeah, Kyle Lowry. The Raptors actually ended up pretty lowly owned. So if you would use our rankings and these guys do go off tonight, you would be looking pretty smart if this is how it shakes out. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's about it for the stream. Tomorrow we will be back. Make sure to go check the contest on Playline. Go sign up. Go join. If you're a premium member, you get a shot to win a Chris Paul jersey. That's signed by Chris Paul himself, not signed by a random guy. That could be a gift, but that's a strange one. Yeah, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck tonight.
Adios, everybody. Best of luck, as long as you have the same guys that I do.